All right, what's up? For many of you folks out there who follow me, you know that I've been a YouTuber for quite a few years now, almost 10 in total. Started off first over at motherboards.org, then we switched over to Tech of Tomorrow. But some of you may wonder, how did I actually get to be a YouTuber? What road did I take that made me finally go, oh, okay, I'd like to be a YouTuber? Well, it's kind of a long story. Years and years and years ago, motherboards.org was honestly the very first OG website for technology. It predates AnandTech. It predates Tom's Hardware. Tom's Hardware. It was the OG site. It wasn't ran by me. It was ran by another guy. And it ran for about 4 or 5 years. And I was working at this company called Aberdeen, and this guy named Patrick Gillespie and the owner decided that they were going to buy this website. And so they bought the website, and I was working there as a salesman selling computers and building computers, and I saw they got a website, and I was like, hey, I've always wanted to be a writer and write about computer technology. So I went home, I started messing with stuff, and I started overclocking stuff, and nobody was really doing this at the time at all. I was overclocking. I think there probably was 1 or 2 other guys out there. I don't know which one of us actually did it first, so I can't say that I completely invented overclocking, but I know I was one of the very first people, if not the first person, to do a lot of overclocking because we were doing it on computers way before they had the PCs today. Back on Amigas and stuff like that, we were messing with them. There were ways to change the way you did things. So I started writing for the site, and motherboards.org grew into a giant site. We were one of the biggest tech channels for many, many, many years. Well, the writing thing started to change, obviously, because, the birth of the internet and all the people wanting to now do this YouTube and video things changed the way things were done. So even though I was writing for them, the company kind of started going a little bit downhill. So then motherboards.org, there's a whole Michael fiasco. If you guys want to see a video about that, you can see it. You can check it out and go look it for yourself. I'm not going to get into that part, but we basically lost that, and then I didn't know really what to do with that. So John, a friend of mine, Jonathan Morrison, you guys know him from TLD. He's a big time YouTube star. Well, for a long time, he worked for me. He was my producer. He was writing music with me. Like we were going to the gym together. We were just doing a whole lot of stuff together. He was actually the person that pushed me into doing YouTube. Him and a friend of his, Josh Kenson, already had a site up that was called Live Love Music. It was a really nice site for learning music and all that kind of stuff. But for some reason, it just wasn't like doing financially well and was just taking up their time. So I finally said, okay, I'll give in, John. I'll start doing YouTube, because he was like, hey, YouTube's going to be the future, so do YouTube. So I started doing YouTube videos and trying to do this kind of stuff. Now, as I got sick and everything and kind of going downhill, John wanted to go and do his own thing, which he finally went and did. You guys know his channel, TLD, is one of the absolute best channels that there is on YouTube. He takes a lot of attention to detail. I mean, he loves cameras and all that stuff more than just about anybody else that I know on the planet. So, and honestly, I didn't really start out ever thinking that I would be a YouTuber. I really never did. When I was a child, I did a lot of different commercials. I acted all the way up until Square Peg, so I've done a lot of different stuff as an actor when I was a child, but I never really considered going back and doing it as an adult. I was more into playing with my bands and trying to do that type of stuff than I ever was in trying to go back and be an actor. And I got to tell you, YouTube can be very, very fun. Although it does seem now that you're either the giant site or you're a small site. There's not really much in between what's going on right now. It's almost kind of like the same thing that's going on with the classic. The middle class is kind of getting squeezed out. You're going to have the rich or the poor. So if you're out there and you ever really wondered, hey, Elric, how did you ever get to be a YouTuber? Well, honestly, I probably would have never been a YouTuber if it wasn't for Jonathan Morrison, because he pushed me into doing it. I really didn't even want to do it. But as you guys see, it's been moderately successful for me. I have a lot of fun doing it. G likes it. I like it. The dog, you obviously, he wants to be on camera. It's really weird. Whenever we start filming a video, this guy is just like on me. It's just weird. It's like almost when I open a cheese wrapper, and this guy can be upstairs in a bedroom and I open a cheese wrapper and he's downstairs like in an instant. Like, how does he do it? I just don't know. But that's it, folks. I just wanted to give you guys just a little quick video about how I ever became a YouTuber and the road I took. So I started out as a writer. I wrote for a lot of different magazines back in the day, for PC Magazine, PC Enthusiast Magazine. I have stacks and stacks of magazines where I actually wrote for magazines that were in Turkey and people translated my English into Turkish. So writing was my thing, but it was magazine writing. But then I switched to the internet, and then that led to filming YouTube videos. So I love all you guys. I thank you guys for all your support. You guys have always been wonderful. So we'll see you guys back in for more tech. Just thought I'd bring you guys some personal videos. So peace. See you later.